They'll be part of our rounds at Sydney Motorsport Park and at the Bathurst International as well. So it's something exciting for 2023, something brand new. And it's also really important for drivers from this side of the fence, Fabian, to have an experience on the World Tour.
Yeah, for sure. It's nice to be able to showcase, what our guys can do. It could leapfrog their careers into going and racing overseas a little bit more like we've seen Ben Bargwanna do. So, and also showcase some of our amazing circuits we have, Bathurst, Sydney Motorsport Park. So, yeah, it's a real credit to the championship.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Ben Bargwanna was over at Spa just a few weeks ago and took the camera along. So let's take a look at that.
I get frustrated to the bone. Oh, I need to change my mind. I look for epiphanies, they disappear into the sounds we know. Oh, I'm heading tonight. Oh, we get severe, not knowing what we're going to find. Oh, little happiness, how do you feel? I've been perceiving my reality. I'm over what is real. Oh, memories, they scream out loud. And I've been treading through the river, trying to better myself. And I'm ready, you see me running to the clouds. Oh, I've been losing sleep, I'm dreaming about falling in and out. Oh, I've been wasting time. I wanna be something, I'd have to swing my trial around for hours. It's been playing on my mind. Oh, we get severe, not knowing what we're going to find. Oh, little happiness, how do you feel? I've been perceiving my reality. I'm over what is real. Oh, memories, they scream out loud. And I've been treading through the river, trying to better myself. And I'm ready, you see me running to the clouds.
The Bargwanna family having a whole heap of fun there on the TCR World Tour. By the way, they've put together an extended edition of that, and that'll be coming to Stan Sport very soon. Another family here, another famous racing family that's been having a lot of fun this weekend is the Richards family. Stephen Richards is here, and so too is son Clay on the podium in race 2, and he'll start from position number 6. It is so great to see the great Richards name continuing in Australian motorsport.
Clay Richards, welcome to the Super Cheap Auto TCR grid. It's great to have you here. You come from a long line of racing pedigree, but you're here very much forging your own career. So how did it come about to be involved with this series?
When I did the GRM Combine at the start of the year, I drove a TCR car. I enjoyed that, and then an opportunity came up with MPC and to drive the Audi, and here we are. So I'm really excited.
You've had the opportunity to cut some laps around here in Winton testing the MPC Audi already, but how does it compare to the rear-wheel drive Toyota 86 that you're used to?
Yeah, look, the transition hasn't actually been too bad. Obviously, two different cars, one's rear-wheel drive and one's front-wheel drive, and the TCR is a turbocharger as well. They're really good fun cars to drive. They're a proper race car, and coming from the 86, which is really a road car mostly, the transition's been pretty good.
And your father Stephen's been here, he's on the tours this weekend on this car. I hear Granddad Jim is also going to be coming up this weekend. So, what does that mean to you to have them there? How much do you draw from them? How involved does Granddad get in the whole operation as well?
Yeah, well, it's great to have Dad working on the car, and Granddad's coming down on Sunday as well to have a look. Granddad he keeps to the side a little bit. He doesn't sort of touch anything, but Dad's very, very hands-on, and he's always been really, really hands-on, all throughout my karting days and Formula Ford and 86 as well. So yeah, it's great to have them both in my corner and supporting me whenever they can.
And what are the targets or goals or expectations for this weekend? Coming new into the championship, you've said at the moment it's just for this round, but what do you hope to get out of the weekend, and what do we need to do to keep you in the series?
Mostly just learn. It's a lot different to what I'm used to, and have fun with it as well. That Dad always says, always have fun with your motor racing, and that's what I intend to do.
Thanks, Clay. All the best this weekend.
Thanks, Molly. Cheers.
No doubt about it. That family history, of course, is there. That love of motorsport is there. And now that taste for the podium and success is there after Clay Richards was on the podium in race 2. But this is it, the final race of the weekend, the final of the Super Cheap Auto TCR Australia round here at Winton Raceway. Fabian.
Down here with Bailey Sweeney, you find yourself on the front row. First HMO and Hyundai front row, I believe.
Yeah, the car's been quick all weekend and best place to be, and teammate alongside me, so it's all good.
Nicely done. And your tyre bank for this one?
Yeah, very good. We saved us to the greens for the final one. I think Josh has too, so hopefully it blaze away in the sunset.
No worries, all the best.
Thank you.
Well, Josh Buchan, it comes down to the final, the big one this afternoon. Are you going to put on a show for us?
Well, look, I've had numerous texts, missed calls from Barry Morecambe, the team owner, basically saying, do not do anything silly. So I put my phone down, ignored all of it, and we'll go.
Was that some sort of conversation in the garages before you came out with both the HMO customer racing cars on the front row? Any discussions about your plan off the start line?
Yeah, he was speaking a bit of smack. I'm like, chill down, young buck. No, look, we're obviously going to be smart about this. Bailey's not silly when it comes to your teammate, and neither am I. So I don't have the package that he does at the moment. I'm not quite as quick this weekend, so I'm not going to be doing anything silly. I just need points after Tassie earlier in the year where I lost a few. So happy to be on the front row with the weight I've got. So just happy to be here, to be fair.
Great job. Have a good one.
Cool. Thank you.
Zach Souter, you must be feeling pretty good. You know, you've had some bad luck in the past and find yourself on P3.
Yeah, not too bad. It's you know, it was good yesterday. Obviously, starting out of 5th, we had a ripper start and ended up 3rd. So I believe you're looking to start 3rd and end up 1st. It's going to be pretty tricky. These two in front are pretty fast, but yeah, we'll have a dip and see what happens.
All right, I think you're in a great position, and good luck for the race.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Well, Tony D'Alberto, you look pretty cool, calm and collected. It's nice and warm in there. I think you got the spot to be.
Yeah, it's definitely chilled off quite a bit, which sort of probably means the engines are going to be tuned up pretty well in this sort of weather. I didn't think I'd see you on the grid though, Molly. I thought you might be rushing to the airport yourself.
Well, I had to stay to interview you first before I jet off. And also tyre-wise, what have you got in the bank?
We got good tyres for this one, so fingers crossed that helps us a little bit because we need all the help we can get out there. So, yeah, we've tuned it up a little bit. Hopefully with the fresh rubber as well, we can have a great result.
Have a good one, Tony.
Thanks, cheers.
Tom Oliphant, you must be on a high from the race win in the previous race.
Yeah, exactly. Look, it's always good to get a race win, so we've achieved what we really set out to achieve or even more. So this race, we're just going to have some fun and see how far we can go.
Yeah, they normally say it's hard to get the first win under your belt. You've got your first one. Hopefully the next one comes quicker.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm looking forward to this race, and then every race beyond that. We've won one. I think we can win more.
All right, good luck in this one.
Cheers, man.
Michael Clemente, you've just had your first lap at slow speed around with the car. Is everything all good?
Yeah, no, she feels spot on, so that's a massive credit to the Carl Cox Motorsport team. They worked really, really hard to turn this thing around, and we're on the grid, so now it's time to push.
Have a good one.
Thanks a lot, Molly. Cheers, guys.
Lockie Manif, inside the top 10, how are you feeling?
Yeah, good. It's been a pretty consistent weekend for us, you know, kind of around that top 5 or up and down from there. But, yeah, obviously this last race is just important to get a good finish and a strong finish for the weekend. And if we can try and finish a few spots ahead, that'd be great. But, yeah, obviously keep her in one piece and ready for the next round.
Perfect. All the best.
Thanks, Fabs. Cheers, guys.
Down, yeah. Jordan Cox, just put in your gloves on there. You're leaving it to the last minute.
Yeah, absolutely. Just want to chill out before you. No need to rush these things.
But all good. Looking forward to this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think we've got a reasonable car. Look, unfortunate position. My mistake in race 2 put us here. So, look, not the end of the world. We'll just fight on and move forward.
Have a good one.
Thanks, guys.
Jordan Cox starting from 10th position for this final race. Bailey Sweeney is our championship leader. He is at the front of the grid here. It is Super Cheap Auto TCR Australia Series race number 3 here at the High Tech Oils Race Winton as we take you up to commentary.
Matty, thank you. Matt Nolte and Greg Rust here. We'll have the lane covered by Fabian and Molly as the race unfolds. It's going to be fantastic, this one. Why don't we take a look at the field of play? Let's check out the speedsales.com.au track guide, all with thanks to Tony D'Alberto.
All right, welcome aboard my Honda Civic Type R from Wall Racing. I'm going to take you for a hot lap around Winton Motor Raceway. Barreling down here to turn 1, big brake, down from 5th gear to 3rd, up over the curb. I'm going to use as much as I can and hard on the gas. Let's see what she's got all the way up the hill here. 4th gear, braking about the 75 metre mark, back to 3rd. This one's a tricky corner, but you can use all the exit here to open up turn 4, cross the curb, hard on the gas, up to the sweeper, up to 4th gear, little brake here, not too much. We've got cold tyres at the moment, giving a bit of throttle on, using a bit of curb here, up and over, back to 2nd gear, really tight part of the circuit, good passing opportunity on the inside there. Hug the inside, we call this the tree, a little bit bumpy, hard on the gas. Really nice exit here, we want to maximise our drive, use the edge of the curb. Heading up to a big braking zone here around the 50 metre board. Back to 2nd. Hard on the gas again. This is it. Heading up to the last couple of sectors, last couple of corners of this lap. This is the big braking zone here. You can make some good passing manoeuvres here if you're brave under brakes. And final little section. Thanks for coming on board my Honda Civic TCR car. Let's hope we have a fantastic weekend here at Winton Motor Raceway.
And our champ will come out of grid position for 18 laps to come. Don't forget, jump on speedsales.com.au and check out some of the absolutely amazing race cars that are for sale there.
Then there was one, the final race of Super Cheap Auto TCR Australia. Our second visit to Winton Motor Raceway. Joined us back in the maiden year in 2019, but we're so thankful to be back here at the rural Victorian venue. 3 kilometres the distance and 12 turns. As we take a look at your starting grid, HMO Customer Racing lockout. Bailey Sweeney, the series leader, starting from pole with Josh Buchan. Zach Suter and Tony D'Alberto looking for a strong result today out of 4.
They are a couple of blokes who are hungry for a result here. Clay Richards, what a story with his grandfather, the 7-time Bathurst winner, looking on. What a start to his potential touring car racing career. Ben Bargwanna off the back of that awesome adventure, his second outing in the World Tour. We go back a little bit further. Ian McDougall, who became a dad recently. Young Ruby, that's a great story. Brad Harris was a little unwell yesterday, but feeling better today. Let's see what he can do in that second Honda Civic Type R. We jump aboard. Here's Josh Buchan. Starting from grid position 2, HMO Customer Racing.
Good chance for Hyundai to get a result. More for Josh Buchan. Bailey Sweeney holding down a 31-point advantage to his teammate right now. The change coming into the weekend. You're right in car with the Carl Cox Motorsport entry. The Cupra, pole position yesterday, race winner yesterday, but was missing with that clutch drama. They've changed out that in between the races, and now he'll start from position number 8.
Epic job by the Clementi crew, well done. So we know there's a nice new clutch in there. We've all got our fingers crossed that there's no issue for the gearbox and other areas of the drive line, but so far with that kind of aggressive warm-up, you can see there it sounds or appears to be okay. What a great sight. The warning from the team, let's not make a meal of this with both of those HMO Customer Racing Hyundais on the front row. Cool sight. The newer generation car in the hands of Buchan, the tried and tested i30N that Will Brown and others have been successful in. A third car back at the workshop. Will we see that make an outing in coming events like Queensland Raceway in August? The revs rise. Final hit out of the weekend in Super Cheap Auto TCR. We're about to hit the series halfway mark. Can Sweeney put more points in the bank? He gets away nicely. Good start by Tony D. Look at Tony D'Alberto in the Honda. He toes, he hooks on the back bumper of Sweeney into one.
Yeehaw, that was a great start for D'Alberto, and now gets muscled on the way out of turn number 2, so he'll lose a couple of positions he made already in the number 1 Honda Civic. He'll drop back, and already Harris in trouble. The exclusive switchboard's a second Honda Civic off at turn number 2, but it's Sweeney leading from Bucket. D'Alberto drops off it again. It's Aaron Cameron in the wars in the E-Valvoline Peugeot.
Clay Richards has lost a few spots off the line. That's just a little bit of experience, but he's back in the 10. That's what's important. Let's see what he can do. Clementi looks aggressive for Carl Cox Motorsport, already putting pressure on Oliphant. He's up 3 places. Good stuff as he hunts down points and tries to repay the team for the great work done between races 2 and 3.
Oh, you've got to feel for D'Alberto. That start was dynamite. But it's put him back into 7th position after that. As Bucket, we ride in calm with the I-30 sedan as he chases his teammate and series leader Bailey Sweeney down towards turn number 11 to complete the first of 18 laps in the final race of Super Cheap Auto TCR Australia here today on Stan Sport. Oliphant is up in the 4th position, and you're right, the big move is Clementi and Jordan Cox, who's up 4 spots already.
Good drive by Zach Suter as well. They've kept gradually improving that Audi. It may be on for its best result of the season so far. Remember, it's been plagued or troubled at Simmons Plains. It was a frustrating weekend at Phillip Island. This is good sugar for Zach Suter. He's putting pressure with that colder rubber on the Hyundai. They come together. Oliphant and an aggressive move by Clementi. Side-by-side contact. But he's through.
I don't think Oliphant saw him coming down the inside in the Carl Cox Motorsport Cupra. And now Jordan Cox lines up for a shot at our race 2 winner earlier today. Suter, 3rd position.
Oh, Clementi is wild. He is loose there. He is firing that thing in. There's got to be a bit of tempering of this, Matt. It's great. He's made inroads, but you don't want to blow it. That's the main thing. Good drive so far. Just settle at a fraction. Settle at a fraction.
But he's got good tyres as well. Remember, he sat out all of race number 2. So there's a bit of advantage there for the man that runs in 4th position. Ahead of Oliphant, Cox behind him. Then it's Manif in the number 14 Audi, leading a big train of cars, including D'Alberto. Here's a replay to start. Watch left-hand side. The number 1 car there's going to be better line. Clay Richards didn't get the best start. And look at the start for D'Alberto. Had the seas parted, he could have been leading by turn 1.
He was literally almost hooked on the bumper. But then things got a bit chaotic and a bit of hip and shoulder. Look at this, the Peugeots. That corner at the start of races, Harris off to the left there as well. That's not been a good place to play for the Peugeots this weekend.
This is Clementi on Oliphant. I think he was committed to the turn, and all of a sudden there was a Cupra there saying, I want this curb, I want this corner. And Clementi made the move. Here's how it looked from Clementi's car. So through the S's and up past the old pit straight, the old control tower on the left-hand side, the high-tech oils building. And committed last second, and bang, into the side. Now, hopefully, there's no steering damage to Clementi's Cupra. So far, so good. He's 4th with Oliphant behind him. As we're on the 3rd lap, Sweeney 1.2 seconds ahead of his HMO Customer Racing teammate in the I-30 sedan is Josh Bucket, and another strong result. Hopefully all those problems that have plagued this new Audi are gone for Zach Suter and the privateer team.
Tony D versus Lockie Manif. They run down to join the addition to Winton Motor Raceway that first was unveiled, first released back in the late 90s. Manif holds that spot. He's in position number 7. Clay Richards sitting there. Oh, Clay fires it up the inside, little deep under brakes, holds it. That's good racing.
But as he left himself open here for Cameron in the E-Valvoline car. The benefit here for Richards is he has the better line, but as a Peugeot have better straight line speed. The Shannon's Insurance Audi holds him off for now. They stay side by side. Cameron taking no for an answer.
Oh.
And behind is Ian McDougall as well in the Challenge Motorsport. Number 22 Audi.
They'll go side by side here. Good stuff. That experience coming to the fore for Cameron. And wisely, Richards lets him through, but doesn't let him easily through, man. Wasn't without a fight.
No. Playing for keeps. in the final race of the weekend. 9, 10, 11, 12 and 13 on the circuit. It's up through turn 7 they go. This has been a trouble point all weekend long.
Bit of a yawn there from one of the Carl Cox Motorsport guys, wasn't it? Well, that's because they've been working hard. I think I can see Ian McDougall's father in there as well. He's position 12 right now. We go back to Jordan Cox, putting pressure on our race 2 winner, our reverse top 10 winner from today. Tom Oliphant joined the Super Cheap Auto TCR winners list.
Here's Bargwanna trying to come back to the field, and McDougall gets elbowed off the track there in 22. That's coming out of the exit of turn number 10. And now he's trying to clear all the dirt and gravel off his tyres in his return after missing the Phillip Island round. Check back in with the leaders. Sweeney out to 3 seconds, Rusty.
Checked out. That's impressive. You and I first got a glimpse of this young racer at Mount Panorama Bathurst last year, but this has been a drive this weekend. Bargwanna. Well, I guess that's a little something that he's learned from racing at Spa and Portimao. Yeah. That's world level stuff.
And he'd think that's perfectly fine now. Meantime, here's Sweeney, our series leader, and looking to go into the half-time break of the season with a nice championship lead. HMO Customer Racing to 1st and 2nd on the track, and 1st and 2nd in the series. So back in car with Josh Buchan, who once again did a handy job in commentary. Very multi-skilled, isn't he?
Oh, silky smooth behind the wheel as well. I don't like double, triple threats. They're no good. We can't have him back in commentary, can we? No, we're very busy. We're very busy, Josh, this weekend.
Yeah, even had the nerve to tell Cameron Vandendungen to hit the showers earlier today.
It was excellent. He's done a super job. And this, you know, when you consider that he didn't necessarily feel like this would be the best place for this slightly heavier car, he has chipped away and put points, importantly, away for the title race. That's good stuff. Suter, you can sense that they've got this thing dialed in now. That is going to be a weapon at Queensland Raceway. Absolutely. They're getting there.
So Buchan has his hands full with Suter. He comes in hot into the first turn. Almost hopped into the back seat of the I-30 sedan. All the while, this is letting the Sweeney car pull away. 4 seconds is the margin, and guess who's looming line just behind? It's the Carl Cox Motorsport Cupra.
So how does Clementi play this? No points in race 2 with that clutch issue. Up 4 places so far in this one. We jump aboard with him now, the Ryco entry. This is the new Cupra Leon. Made its debut at Phillip Island last time out. He scored a race win. Took a pole position here. A hard-fought race win yesterday. Lots of pressure from Bailey Sweeney all the way to the line.
The Cookie Monster holding on for dear life on the roll cage on the right-hand side.
The Aussie mascot.
That's exactly how I'd look if I was in that car right now.
Cookie.
Brakes getting a severe workout here.
How good is the sound?
Second appearance of the Cupra in the series. Much anticipated for the Clementi Motorsport team. We're hoping to see DJ Carl Cox out later in the year as part of Super Cheap Auto. TCR Australia is backing a lot of great teams worldwide right now. The Isle of Man, the Macau Grand Prix, and the Goodwood Festival. He's amongst all the action.
The great man sent a video message after his performance. So he's very proud of what Michael and that team have been able to achieve. Let's not forget, he's fundamentally been a privateer, a battler that's worked away in Honda Civic Type R's, a little bit of time behind the wheel of an Audi. This was the big step that he took, and he wants more of it. Into the sweeper. Buchan keeps it smooth and tidy, doesn't he? Look at the behaviour of that car. Meantime, these two, they're a bit more on the limit. They're a bit more aggressive by comparison. Turbocharged, front-wheel drive cars, 4-cylinder entries, all sorts of different marks represented in this field. They play at world level, and they've got measures in place to keep them very even, very level But there are these kind of subtle nuances, differences between the cars and the way they perform. Some might perform a little bit better in terms of drive off 90 corners like this, or maybe they're better in high-speed places like Phillip Island. I love that stuff.
You see the look on Buchan's face and a quick glimpse in the passenger side mirror, keeping an eye on Zach Suter. Oh, look at this battle brewing. D'Alberto down the inside of the Ash Seawood Motorsport Alpha of Tom Oliphant. You've got Cameron in there. You've got Clay Richards. You've got Bargwanna. Cody Garland, in fact, is ahead of the other Eve Valvoline car. Oh, it's brewing here at Winton Motor Raceway.
Put yourself in Stephen Richards' shoes. It's been a nigh-on perfect weekend in the NPC Audi for Clay Richards. In that wonderful chat we had with Steve and the great Jimmy Richards before, he said he's talking like a real racing driver now, wanting more from the car, that sense of frustration, that intensity about him. Oh, look at this, Garland, sideways. I don't know that there was contact there then. That just got a little loose.
Yeah, it's loose. This is the big arrival of Clay Richards. If he can play with these guys well, we might just see him back behind the wheel of the Shannon's Insurance Audi. It's a let Tony D'Alberto off the hook now. 7th position.
Oh, Bargwanna, opportunity. Bit of bodywork's come off one of the cars. I'm not sure which one that is. You can see as we go inside, Greg Crick to the right of your screen there, that right front of Richards, some of the bodywork is a little damaged, but not holding him up pace-wise right now. He remains in 10th place.
And a bit of that gun starting to peel away from the Richards Melbourne Performance Centre Audi right now. So the big movers in this one, Cox at 5 positions. Oh, and they'll just sweep past him here. It washed off all that speed. And now Cameron to the inside to relieve Richards of that position. Garland and Cox are the big movers in this one. Clay Richards, though, is going backwards after that podium result earlier today. He'll still walk away from this weekend with a solid result.
Absolutely. Still feel very, very proud in this kind of company. New to the category, new to the cars. Lots of good reasons that we hope we can entice this young man back to play again at some point during the year. Imagine if he could have perhaps another outing or two, sharpen up the skill set, and then maybe line up at Sydney Motorsport Park or Bathurst at the end of the year. That'd be a cool story.
Well, Bathurst would be great, wouldn't it? Here's a replay heading down to turn number 10. Oliphant on the inside of Cameron, who was focused on D'Alberto and come out the big loser. He lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions. So we picked that up after that. That was D'Alberto just sweeping across the front of Oliphant. They're playing for keeps. And this is classic Winton Motor Raceway from Aaron Cameron's perspective. You know what, Tom Oliphant will be liking this too. This is full British touring car spec racing right now.
Just watch this again. So runs a little wide, then loses drive off that corner. That's all it took for Bargwanna to get by. Cameron decided to go down the inside. We go back to this battle for second position by keeping it tidy and clean. Bucket has a couple of tenths in the pocket over Suter and Clementi. Clementi's not been able to find a way past the Audi at the moment. We've got under 8 laps remaining in this one, so have Suter and Clementi used up a bit of the goodness to get to this point? What have they got left for the fight for the remainder of Sunday afternoon here at Winton?
I think Cox is in Clementi's in the best spot here right now when it comes to tyre life. He just needs to be able to get past these two cars. Otherwise, he is going to burn up all that tyre goodness, as you say.
I can't believe that Sweeney, admittedly there's been a bit going on in this group here, 9.1 seconds is the advantage over Josh Buchan. He's got the fastest lap of the race, and by some margin, I've got to say, relative to others in this field. Here he is, almost 10 seconds up the road. Mighty performance from this young racer.
So the distance of the straight between turn 10 and turn 11 is that margin now. It'll be nearly 10 seconds when he crosses the strike this time. It'll be 8 laps remaining for Bailey Sweeney, who's cemented himself nicely as a championship contender in this 2023 edition of Super Cheap Auto TCR Australia.
I'll tell you what, you venture into Queensland Raceway and the back end of the season, we're at the halfway mark once this race wraps up today. How does Bailey Sweeney play it from here?
Yeah. Certainly made hay by the sunshines, hasn't he?
Very much so.
Sandown, of course, will be a track that rewards ones with a lot of power. And the disadvantage you might have is the fickle weather we could get that time of the year. If you cast your mind back to last year where we had to postpone race number 1, the rain was so heavy. Oh, Buchan, that was a result of clipping that curb on the inside on the way up into turn number 7. 10 seconds flat now's the margin.
He locked a rear pretty significantly earlier today, but you're not seeing much evidence of that in this race. That's a rare little puff of smoke from one of the front tyres there. So Clementi getting maybe a little frustrated. Suter won't open the door and just wave him on by. He's not that kind of guy. Zach's a fit, focused young racer, and they've been on the back foot with this car. Now they're making some inroads, and he wants this 3rd place. Clementi's going to have to fight for this one. He led yesterday, Matt, with that kind of intimidated pressure from Sweeney with the lights on and so on, and Sweeney kept banking nigh on perfect laps and getting that gap down, keeping it close, but he just could not get by him. This is a different set of circumstances now for Clementi.
He needs to clear these guys if he wants to go after a race win, because it just continues to eke away. And again, Sweeney 6/10 quicker on that last lap ahead of these guys. So he's found a sweet spot with the hatchback version of the i30. Back in car with Josh Buchan. This long, sweeping turn 5 section and a quick change of direction across the curb, and you're back on the brakes into this first gear corner. Paddle shift gearbox, so no need to take the hands off the wheel as he applies the pressure onto the accelerator through the turn here. Try and not line up the tyres and look after him. At the same time, keep Zach Suter and Clementi at bay behind.
Just keep my math honest here, that given that we have that formula where points determine where they start for the final race, just looking at the numbers at the moment for the weekend, Sweeney, naturally, if things stay as they are, would finish on top, and I think Buchan would be 2nd and Suter 3rd. So here we go, look at this here. Dramas for Bargwanna.
Is it a tyre?
Yeah.
Off the track is the Aaron Cameron car. Let's keep an eye on the Burson Auto Parts entry, and it's a tyre the way the rear's dancing. And a power steering issue with this car late in the race earlier today. It's all right so far, just looks soft.
Yeah, but is it going to cut that tyre, man? That's the thing. It's exacerbated when you get speed up, pace up like this on the front straight. What are we talking here? There's not a lot of laps left to go, but I don't know that it would sustain that amount of laps, depending.
Wouldn't have thought so. It'll put Sweeney's advantage out in the series by another 4 points to make it 35 if it stays this way. With the first 3 unchanged since the lights went out some 18 minutes ago. Just over 5 laps remaining.
That contact at the rear that he's suffered, you can see the way it's pushed or tucked the bodywork under and then into the tyre. So I guess he's hoping that it'll break away before this one finishes. So the Burson Auto Parts racer presses on. He knows at world level that's what they would do. What the heck? No need to. It'll be what it'll be. This young man wants to do some racing overseas on a more regular basis, and he started that journey in 2023. Has already been to Portugal, has been to Spa in Belgium. Look at that right front for Clay Richards. He's in real trouble. Real trouble. Limp it into the pit lane if you can.
I think that's broken. It's not the tyre going down, but smart. He come off the track.
That's how Richards drive. Drama, and a real shame that that has happened to that right front, but very quickly makes a good choice, gets it into the lane.
And this will tell us more. Remember, he was off the track a couple of laps ago here.
Oh, it's gone. As it did it, maybe with curb usage, it looked as though it finally went when it hit that sawtooth curbing, Matt. So maybe...
Is it an upright maybe in there, not just a tyre? The way it just poked itself up in the air. It's a wheel issue, not a tyre issue. Either way, like you said, a great presence of mind to get that car back into the pits. His day will be done, but he can take away a lot of positive from this one. A podium this morning with a Shannon's Insurance Audi for Melbourne Performance Centre. His day is done in Super Cheap Auto TCR.
Yeah, he'll be gutted. He's someone with eyes very much on a proper future on a full-time basis, I guess, as a race driver, and he works immensely hard. I mean, he's been working with Doug Brumby and the Sign Zone team Monday to Friday to ensure that he can keep his racing mission going. Doug's very supportive in that way, but he won't have wanted or liked the thought of finishing this weekend in that manner. But I'm with you, Matt. Take the positive. What he did in race 2 today was really impressive.
Absolutely. Back in board, the Super Cheap Auto in-car camera with Michael Clementi. It won't be the fairy tale pole position and 3 race wins this weekend, but certainly this car has ticked all the boxes since it arrived on the shores.
Steve on the spike there, I think, so.
Going to pluck that tyre off and have a look, maybe see if they can get out and get some points, maybe.
Plays out.
He's out the car. So the weekend comes to an end, and now Clementi.
Dive down the inside. You're riding live here on Stan Sport as he gets up underneath him. Now, where is Suter? Is he off to the left of shot here? He's not. Clementi's through. Wow.
He worked a lot of laps to get himself into that position and finally got the job done there at turn 7 on lap 15. And goes after Josh Buchan now. Well, Bailey Sweeney is out to 14 seconds and continuing to fly.
He's gone fastest in the first sector, quickest lap of the race, a 1 minute 25.61. And as Matt points out, more than he keeps building here. It's now 14.3 seconds. The tough lift Audi, it gets awkward into that corner. He's maybe just perhaps overdriving it a little, Zach. Now, what does that do to our weekend scenario? It should still keep Zach Suter, I think, 3rd for the weekend. Take that podium. That's been a difficult one, hasn't it? The opening couple of rounds. Here we go. Let's look at this. Bit of curb work from the pair of them.
Yeah, he was coming in regardless of what Suter thought about it.
Look at it. The commitment.
It's a battlefield out there, isn't there? Debris, gravel, broken headlight particles.
Watch this. Here we go.
Just went for it.
Now, the onboard might make that look like child's play. From the external shot, I can promise you it absolutely is not. Fabs?
Down here with Clay Richards, what happened?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Just coming out of turn 10 and I hear this massive bang and I had no steering. So, yeah, it feels like it might be a shocker or a control arm of some sort. But, yeah, it's a shame. We're struggling all race, getting beaten around a little bit. But, yeah, we'll see how we go.
So many positives to take from the weekend, though. You know, your first weekend in a TCR car, come away with a podium. Not the best way to end, but look, you should still be very proud.
Yeah, I am. I'm very proud. Yeah, I never thought I'd get a podium at my first TCR event. So, yeah, really, really happy. Big thanks to MPC, AJ, Dad, Shannon's, Penrite, and KMB Motorsport as well for making this weekend possible.
Well, hopefully we get to see you back in a TCR car sometime soon.
Yeah, I hope so. Thank you.
Well done, Fabs. That's you know, you can. There is a tinge of deflation in his voice there, but I'm really pleased he's taken that approach because there's lots of good stuff from his first, effectively, you know, touring car racing outing, a 3rd generation Richards. Let's hope there's more, Matt.
He talked it down a bit. I said this to Matty White earlier today. He talked it down a bit on Friday. Go, you know what, we just need to get through the weekend, learn as we go. The power steering issue, put them back behind a little bit with 30 minutes of track time that went missing. But then when he got that podium today, it just changed, didn't it? He showed the real Richards coming out. Esparguana continues to hold on here in the Burson Auto Parts car, in car with Aaron Cameron. He's probably getting a cabin full of Kumo tyre smoke right now. Nice pack in the windscreen as well on his number 18 car. That'll be from all the curb punishment and off-track excursions during the weekend. He's doing a good job here, Barks, to hold off. That car's clearly seen happier days.
They're on the final lap, Matt, so Will that tyre last? Hoping so. We go back to our race leader, 16.2 seconds. That is nuts. This has been an annihilation, domination from Bailey Sweeney in this final one off the weekend. It puts more points in the bank in the title race. Super impressive season for him. Will the approach change in the final part of the year? He has now absolutely got a sense of the potential to win the 2023 Super Cheap Auto TCR crown. Will it be preservation, or will he press on in the way that he has been here? Fastest lap of the race so far. Superb performance.
This is a huge statement from the Bateman's Bay driver. Last year at Bathurst in race 2, he won by over 11 seconds to James Moffat. It's going to be the second biggest margin of victory in Super Cheap Auto TCR Australia. And Bailey Sweeney sweeps around the final turn and completely dominates the third and final race here at Winton Motor Raceway at High Tech Oils Race Winton.
He actually increases it on the run. Oh! Whoa! It's gone wild! Clementi's off! Clementi's off on the run home. What has happened there? Suter's through. That car's damaged within sight of the finish. The Ryco entry after all that work. Bucket limps across the line in second. We need to unpack that.
What happened there? We caught the end of it. Steaming car and no doubt a steaming driver behind the wheel of the 15. He's got away with one there. That was going to be a huge impact into the wall. As the rest of the field take the checkered flag, Oliphant home for 8th position ahead of Bargwanna and Cameron.
Here we go. We're going to
check this
have a
out.
Look. So Buchan gets off the corner a little slow or something, does he? Is there something wrong with Hyundai? Suter gets an opportunity off in the grass, makes contact with Clementi on the awkward rejoin. Oh, wow. We are one level underneath Motorsport Australia race control here. That's going to be busy after this one.
Now, what happened? I think it's he got into Bucket,
wow.
so he's trying to recover from this off. He's going, go back, go back. By the time Suter's alongside him,
he's tried to cover. He's tried to cover Suter. Oh, man.
So Suter's tried to go between the two of them. Raw concrete for the Cupra.
But it started with an attempt to redress. Suter's arrived on scene while they're at a slower pace. He's gone off on the grass. Crazy finish to the third race on Sunday. Clementi gives the thumbs up to our officials here at Winton Motor Raceway. He's okay, but surveying the damage. Now, provisionally, we know that Bailey checked out. Bailey Sweeney, in the end, won by 20.4 seconds. While all that went on, Buchan crept across the line to finish second for the weekend. Suter third. Is there a question mark there with stuff to be looked at by Motorsport Australia Race Control? Jordan Cox fourth. Good work, Lockie Maneath in 5th place. Unbelievable finish here. What is not in doubt is Bailey Sweeney's performance. That has been a sensational drive.
HMO Customer Racing 1-2. What a crazy finish here at Winton Motor Raceway. Suter home for third. Another podium for Team Suter today. Jordan Cox, 4th position. Great result for him after another hard weekend. Lockie Maneath, Tony D'Alberto home for 6th with Cody Garland, Tom Oliphant, Bargwanna and Aaron Cameron. 8th, 9th and 10th. Ian McDougall was 11th with Brad Harris and Clementi on the last lap. Parts down at turn number 11 and Clay Richards going out with that steering potentially a shock absorber issue with his Shannon's Insurance Audi. What a crazy finish to this final one today at Winton Motor Raceway. And you can see in the body language, Rusty, the hands on top of the helmet for Clementi. That could have a lot of internal damage to the Cupra.
So close. So the replays were really telling. So there was contact with Buchan as they turned left onto the newest part of Winton Motor Raceway. And then in the redress, it went to Custard. Highlights of the final race of the weekend and a bit unfolded. Bailey Sweeney got the power down. Tony D'Alberto made a ripping start in that Honda Civic Type R. And then it got a bit busy at turn 1.
We thought this was the race for Tony D'Alberto, but then was hung out to dry. In car number 1, he'd lose several positions. This is what it looked like from behind at turn 1. Suter actually got into the side of him. That was Bargwanna going off the track. So he recovered well from that. Brad Harris, though, facing the wrong direction. This was Clementi down the inside of the Auto Glim Alpha of Tom Oliphant earlier in the race as he charged his way up. But we all know what happened to the Carl Cox Motorsport car.
Steve Richards' son, Clay, would have that issue with, we think, a suspension collapse off that curbing, and then this Clementi centered down the inside of the Audi, moved up into 3rd place after lap, then on the run home, can you believe this, goes deep under brakes, makes contact with Buchan, who runs off track. He says, righto, get back on, I made a blue, let's redress this. Suter in the rear view mirror, you can see him arriving on scene, but he's on the grass. Contact. Into the wall, hands on the helmet, no! All that good work after changing the clutch, going so close. Look at the damage to the Cupra.
And that's where his race ended. While out in front, 20 seconds for Bailey Sweeney, the 2nd biggest margin of victory in Super Cheap Auto TCR Australia. My goodness me, Matty White, what an action-packed day this was.
I don't know if we're going to get to the bottom of all this right now, but Zach Suter may be able to help us out on that one. You obviously haven't seen the replay, but give us your thoughts on what was going on from your perspective.
Yeah, I was minding my own business. I dropped back a bit from Josh and Michael, and yeah, for whatever reason, Michael got into the back of Josh, which was probably, you know, a bit risky for the last lap when they're both in the championship, and all of a sudden I came around the corner and they're there. I think Mikey was backing off to let Josh back ahead. Yep. Josh looked like he was slow because he had the bumper hanging off, and I just went where I could, you know, like these 2 slow cars on the track, and tried to go around them sort of thing, and then I got pushed into the dirt, and then I think I came back on, and yeah, I don't know, honestly, that's all I could tell. I couldn't see what was going on behind me, and yeah, obviously I feel sorry for Mikey, you know, we're mates, and it's sad he's ended up in the wall, but I don't know what else I really could have done. Just came around the corner, and there were 2 cars sitting there, and yeah.
Well addressed. Let's see what happens from here.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. Cheers, guys. Thanks.
Zach Suter, 3rd position in the final race. This man, Josh Buchan, looks as though you haven't broken into a sweat there. Now, you were sort of saying, I don't know if I've got the pace to match it with these guys, but you've ended up with a nice haul of points this weekend.
Yeah, considering where we were after PI, you know, you got the weight for qualifying and doing well. Look, I got the number 2 in front of the car, Matty White. Yeah. How good's that? So, yeah, very happy with that. Happy for the team, Bailey. Equal with wins on me again now. The little so-and-so. But, yeah, great result for the team. 1-2. I think it's the first time we've done it since Sydney last year. So, excellent job.
Listen, what happened with Michael and with Zach was going on behind you, but you were aware that Michael was calling you back on. He was readdressing the situation.
I figured. I mean, he obviously squared me up pretty good. Look, based off what's happened, he probably should have just gone and got the 5 seconds. So, yeah, look, he did the right thing. He's a great guy. We're mates, and it's unfortunate. I have no idea what happened. I was just getting drilled from behind. Not my ideal Sunday afternoon, but we're here. We're good.
All right. Well done. See you, Queensland Raceway.
See you, Matty.
And here is the man who was so far ahead, none of that would have made any difference to what was going on with you, Bailey Sweeney. A 22nd victory. I mean, that just shows an enormous amount of pace and the confidence that you had and the championship lead. We've got to ask you, are you thinking championship now?
Yeah, championship's definitely on the mind, but to go to race wins is the main goal. So I feel like we had mega pace all weekend. It was good to put it on a show in the final one.
Have you been in a race where you've been that far ahead?
No, second most would probably be Bathurst, but yeah, this is definitely the most.
Yeah, absolutely. And talk us now about the break. There's a little bit of a break in between now and Queensland Raceway. Then we get to the back end of the season, mate. You're the championship leader. They're the man that they're going to try. You're the man that they're going to try and hunt down.
Yeah, for sure. We've got a pretty big break. The calendar's been pretty sped this year, but I think we've got a test day before QR, so should be ready to go up there.
Quite a day. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Our top 3 in Super Cheap Auto TCR Australia as while they're winding down, cars and drivers are being pushed to the limit as the magnificent Le Mans 24-hour continues, just a whisker over 7 hours with Ferrari leading that race. Catch all the action as the legendary Endurance Classic celebrates its 100th year. These are some of the coolest cars you'll ever see in a truly world-famous motorsport event. It's happening right here, live, ad-free and on demand on Stan Sport.
This isn't mock.
This isn't mock. This is not a rehearsal.
Clear the grid immediately. We have started the 24 hours of Le Mans 90th edition.
I'm losing power. It's not okay. I'm losing so much power.
GT Pro.
We have a lot of debris before the first chicane.
I crashed.
What happened? Are you okay?
It's over. Sorry.
This is the final lap.
Okay, got it up.
Well, not yet. Still 7 hours remaining. Ferrari leading by 19 seconds over Toyota over there in Le Mans. That's how the top three look today at the end of race number 3. But championship-wise, 36 points. HMO Customer Racing locking out the top now. Sweeney ahead of Buchan and Jordan Cox, the top 3. It's time for the podium here at Winton Motor Raceway.
It's time for the trophy presentation of Race 3, Round 3 of the Super Cheap Auto TCR Australia Series at Hi-Tech Oils Race Winton. Presenting the trophies to our top 3 drivers is Jared Person, Area Sales Manager, Hi-Tech Oils. In 3rd place today for Tough Lift Racing, Zach Suter. In 2nd place for HMO Customer Racing, Josh Buchan. And your Race 3 winner for HMO Customer Racing, Bailey Sweeney. Congratulations, drivers. Let the celebrations begin.
So our Motorsport Australia officials have brought in on the flatbed here the damaged Carl Cox Motorsport Cupra Leon of Michael Clementi. It is hard to look at this thing right now, knowing that it was a brand spanking new car just a couple of weeks ago at Phillip Island. So we'll get set to bring this into the garage. Let's go over to Fabs because he's here with the driver.
See that one?
Yeah, I don't know, pretty gutted. We had a good start, caught the boys, and then once I got behind him, it was so hard to try and get through Zach. They're both stupid fast, and it was a really good race. And then somehow I managed to get past Zach and chase down Josh on the last lap, and I locked it up into the 3rd last corner and just hit him off. And then I tried to stop and let him come back on. I didn't want to do anything wrong as well. And then once all 3 of us kind of bunched up in the last corner, ended up in the wall, unfortunately, just my own fault. So I'm gutted for the team. They worked so bloody hard to get the car back out there. And I don't know, pretty gutted.
You've just had a word to the crew. You've kind of had a hug with them. What'd they say?
Oh, just as they would. They're just real supportive. But I feel bad because we probably could have had a trophy, and I think that's what they deserve this weekend after the gearbox change. But we'll hopefully get it back out there for the next round and give them another trophy.
I know Fabs is keeping a close eye on this too. Can you share for the audience, you've walked around the car and had a look at it, what's the damage like?
Yeah, not too sure. I think I came in onto the front right, it hit the wall, and then it spun the other way and hit the back left on the wall as well. But yeah, we'll strip it apart and really see what's going on.
But on the positive, it's nice to know that the car's got pace.
Yeah, it's bloody quick. When the thing's on song, it's so fun to drive. We'll get it back next time.
Obviously, there's a bit to play at here, right, mate? What do you think, from your point of view, should happen? I mean, you endeavoured to address after contact. Is there some sort of penalty that you think should be applied here? What do you think?
Oh, I don't know. Whatever the officials thinks suits. It's not going to really hamper us anymore. We got a DNF. I'm just stoked that the other boys didn't end up crashing into each other and DNFing as well. They before I got to them, they were 2nd and 3rd, and they finished 2nd and 3rd. So I'm happy for them. But yeah, I don't know. Whatever the officials think will suit is what it'll be.
Are you putting your hand up here in some respects, mate?
Oh, it was completely my fault. I plowed into the back of Josh and then tried to let him come back through, and then tried to block off Zach as he was coming back through, and yeah, just. I don't know. I haven't been at the front for a while, so I kind of forget how to do these things.
Hard luck, mate. Takes a lot to put your hand up. Well done.
Thanks.
All the best for the next one.
That's hard to walk and hard to look at that thing, isn't it? Let's wander down here, Fabs, while we can. Team Richards. Here's Lockie Manif. So while everything was kind of going crazy around you, you stayed out of it. And what did you come home? 5th place today in that one.
Yeah, it was pretty surprising there. It's obviously just kept our nose clean and picked them off. We had a bit of an average start. I think I dropped 1 or 2, but the Forza Brakes Audi Purple Sector Golf was Audi Golf. Audi was awesome. But yeah, it's obviously been really good, and followed behind Coxie there for a fair bit. And you know, he's an operator, and yeah, you know, tried to get up close to him there, but yeah, it wasn't to be. But yeah, cars in one piece. Unfortunate to see, you know, all three boys there, and I'm well, and they're all great guys, but didn't get to see what happened there. But yeah, obviously we'll take them as they come and get rolling for QR.
It's been good to see you have lots of pace since getting the Audi. When you're following those top guys, you actually learn quite a bit, don't you?
Oh, certainly. Like you know, obviously guys like Tony and things like that when you're racing, you know, right up close to them, and obviously guys like Tom Oliphant over from British Touring Cars. It's yeah, we're learning so much at the moment, and you know, the results are starting to slowly get there, slowly but surely. This track probably wasn't the perfect one for the Audi, but yeah, obviously we had a nice good weekend, and QR and all the tracks really on the rest of the calendar will suit us well. So looking forward to it.
Go and get him in QR, but this is a privateer operation. You know what remains now? He's got to help pack up the car. We'll leave it to it, mate. See you.
Thank you.
Right, with the crew, let's wander on down here and see who else we can find. Fabs.
Zach's gone missing.
Well, his dad's in there. Should we quickly just grab his dad for a second? And quickly, is he off to... You know, what's been the...
Is he in the naughty corner?
Say that again?
Is he in the naughty corner?
I don't know. I
hope not. I don't think he should be. But, of course, I'd say that.
Yes.
Biased.
We'll leave it to it. Thank you. We're wandering. Thank you. So, right, we've got down here, I can see Dylan O'Keefe and maybe Ben Bargwanna. Benny, come on over. Let's have a look with Fabs here. Let's have a look at this rear tyre. How close did that go to... With that bodywork rubbing against it, not many laps left in that.
No, none at all. Every time I turned right, it just wanted to step out. So I just had to nurse it home. But yeah, it was pretty sketchy.
What happened? Where's the contact come from that triggered that?
I don't even know, to be honest. But I don't think it was. I don't think it was much of a hit just to move that bar onto the tyre. But yeah, it was tough racing out there. So I got a bit of damage everywhere.
Okay, we'll leave you to it. Let's leapfrog. Fabs, you go.
Hello, mate.
Hello.
Talk to me about your day.
Oh, it was pretty awesome, actually. I had a lot of fun. I got my best start ever. Like, I finally figured out this launch control again, and I think I passed Clay Richards like 5 times, I swear. And no, it was a lot of fun. Shame with Clay at the end there with his suspension or whatever, but yeah, I had a ball. That's what TCR racing should be.
Yeah, and even from my perspective, that was probably the most action-packed race we've had.
Yeah, 100%. All the other races have been, yeah, honestly pretty boring for us as well. And then that race, we're just going at it door to door and hitting each other, and it's good, it's fun.
Well, you've earned a well-deserved break. See you at Queensland Raceway.
Sure will. Thank you.
I'm just over to your left, Fabs, with Marcus Ambrose. On the TV side, we love entertainment, mate. We were given entertainment in all kinds of classes today. What's the report card from a kind of team perspective?
Well, the afternoon races were fantastic, weren't they? The feature races of the day. Just great to see a lot of different winners. Lockie Dalton in the Trans Am, first big win for him. Faultless weekend. You know, we got the Hyundais back in victory lane as well for TCR. That's a great thing. I thought the reverse grid race in TCR was a cracker as well, having Oliphant win and then having Clay in his first race in TCR have a really good successful run as well. So all in all, a good day's racing here at Winton. On the GRM side, we had a pretty productive day. Jordan Cox had a chance, but he threw it away in the reverse grid race in race 2 and sort of hurt his points. We had a very successful day in the Trans Ams and not a bad day in the S5000s.
Great stuff, mate. Roll on Queensland Raceway. Thanks for chatting to us.
Yeah, thank you.
Cody Garland, it looks like this has been the first race for you this weekend with no damage.
Yeah, you're right, mate. It's been a pretty tough weekend. Race 1 and 2, we had bent steering, so pretty hard to muster up a result then. But yeah, we just had to limp around and collect points. But yeah, last race we come up 7 positions, so yeah, we're pretty stoked with that. Good race.
Yeah, good job. It's always nice to move forward in the races, but to finish with an undamaged car is even better. So good luck, and we'll see you at Queensland Raceway.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Just down at the Civic Type R Wall Racing pit, and he arrives as champions do, perfectly on. Well done. Hey, bit went on ahead of you, and that's maybe helped a little bit. What's the kind of walk-away feeling from Winton for you?
Oh, we definitely got the car better. I got boxed around a little bit there at the start. Got a really good start, which probably was, in the end, hurt us because it sort of put me in a position where I was vulnerable at 2 and 3 and got sort of pushed around like we do. But the actual pace of the car was pretty strong. So we sort of come away with maybe a bit of a direction. happy enough with the pace, I guess. But yeah, the results have been like a bit of a struggle this weekend.
It's changed since we were at Queensland Raceway, but we hope it's a happy hunting ground for you up there.
Me too. Thanks.
We're going to go and wander over and find Matty. Hey, quickly, we've had our buddies that we've missed, Stubbsy and, of course, Richard Crail this weekend, done a super job, respectively, at Le Mans and Roland Garros. Thanks for loaning me the keys with a couple of things, lads. Didn't wreck it.
Absolutely. And, of course, we'll have the full team back in action for Queensland Raceway. I thought what you guys just did was extraordinary. I mean, you guys have both been around motorsport long enough to know that these things, that massive incident at the back end there, would more than likely be decided, and is going to be decided in the room upstairs, and might take a long time. But Michael Clementi's put his hand up massively there, and that should solve a lot of problems.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, as a racing driver, it's never your fault. So for him to come out the other side and, you know, put his hand up, yeah, it's a great thing.
Thanks to all of our hard-working ARG crew. Been an awesome weekend here at Winton. Halfway mark, Matty.
Yep, round 5 is coming up. We've got a little bit of a gap, but we'll be back at Queensland Raceway. It's been an extraordinary one here at the Hi-Tech Oils Race, Winton. Thanks for your company. Great work, everybody, on behalf of the entire team. Thank you once again. We'll see you at QR.